Right, I've found a reasonably close match, and as you can see, I've got it clamped down. The four there are actually along the join. I want to try and get that as close as I can. It will still show, I'm pretty sure of that, but once I get it finished and stained, it shouldn't look too bad. So now, again, I'm going to leave this overnight to make sure it's really stuck. I could try doing it, within an hour or two, whatever the setting time is on that particular glue. But I like to give it a good time to dry and to set. Once I've got that one done, then I've got to start working down here and get things lined up as best I can. So, just thought I would show you that, the beginning of part 2, as this is, as part 1 is downloading at the moment. Hope you guys are finding this interesting. Once I've finished gluing all the pieces, then the next tricky bit, and it is tricky, is actually trimming the excess off. Because of the grain, it's very brittle. You have to be very careful. If you try cutting it that way, it snaps away. So I'm going to have to see how it goes and try cutting it down this way, of course, which means I'm then kind of blind because I can't see where the edge is. Now, fortunately, it is only excuse me, the surface here that is actually veneered. The rest of the wood is just left as it is. So that'll be fun to do, and we'll see. And if it breaks away, then we start again. I've got plenty at the moment, plenty of veneer to do it. So we will see how this goes. I didn't use this piece of wood this time purely because I could get the clamps in there. Oh, and one other minor thing to note is I put tape on it. There's two reasons I put tape on it. One, the wood was dirty. Two, I didn't want it actually, if should it, for whatever reason, you get a spot of glue there, I don't want wood sticking to the veneer because it would just break off, whereas the tape I'd be able to get off. And okay, I just happened to use pink tape. Not that I'm that way, but it just happened to be some tape that I had, and figured, why not use it? Don't matter. The colour don't matter. Colour doesn't matter. All right, there we go. That's enough on this particular part. We will move on. Next clip will be getting this piece glued on. I may or may not show it because it's pretty much the same as I've done here. So maybe we'll jump straight to trimming. All right, this is the third piece now stuck on here. I have one more piece to go. It may look a little rough in that area, but as long as I've not gone past the bevel, that should be okay. Should be. We will see, won't we? I'm not going to take this off now. I'm going to leave it there and set. And tomorrow we'll take it off and do this final last piece. Oh, excuse me. And then we're going to start trimming up the edges, and that it's a challenge. It really is, because this is brittle and wants to break. So you have to do it with a very sharp implement. I may do it with a scalpel. I may do it with what I know as a Stanley knife, and you call it a utility knife. Oh dear, I'm sorry, I have a tickle. Or just a new sharp blade. We will see. All right, this is the final piece being stuck in. It won't be finished until tomorrow because, as I said, I leave it overnight. I want to make sure it's good and stuck. Then I have the onerous task of trying to trim it without breaking it, and that is not easy, believe me. So that is the next thing you will see once I've trimmed off the big lumps. you'll see me trimming off the rest to try and make it look decent on the substrate. And if it doesn't work, we'll do it again. We'll get it right. I've kind of tried to match up as best I can, and then we'll put some filler in there and some stain, and it won't look too bad, hopefully. Okay, this is the continuation. All right, it's time to start trimming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, well, I would call Stanley knife, and I know I've mentioned this before, you call it a utility knife. Why do I call it a Stanley knife? See these blades? Made by Stanley. And so are the knives in the UK. Now, this is, I don't know how to describe it, as a delicate operation. You can see I've got lots to trim off. Now, when you're, let me move this up here a bit. When you're going up the grain, real simple, no problems at all. You can just slice away, and it's easy. See that? Nice and easy. But when you come here, you're going across the grain with your knife, not quite so easy. So let me show you what I'm going to do, and I do it a bit at a time so that hopefully I don't fuck it up too badly. So you just run the blade along and then snap it down. Take it off. Now you can see that I've still got a long way to go. I got at least another 1/4 inch there, but I'm just going to do it piece at a time to get close. And I'm sorry about all the grunting and groaning at the moment. I think I mentioned before, I have torn rotor cuffs, so everything I do hurts, and I'm going in for surgery next week, but only on one shoulder, of course, because you can't do both at once, otherwise you won't be able to wipe your ass. And then once that one's done and I've recovered, I'll be doing the next one. So wish me luck on that. And oh yeah, you see, you've got to be careful. That does mean that I may not be doing that many videos, and there certainly won't be mechanical videos because I just don't have the strength. And on that little side note there, I had to I was working on a customer's car, and it got to the point where it was so painful I could not even lift up a wrench, let alone turn it. And I had to persuade one of my good buddies to come and give me a hand. And I'm going to give you a shout out for that. Thank you, Bob Clevenger. You saved my life. Well, okay, maybe you didn't save my life, but you saved me my reputation, because I like to get things done and I like to get them done right. And I persuaded him, and he's a good guy. He came across here. Now he's a man that can turn wrenches. He's done it before, but he did tell me today that it hurt when he got home last night, and I'm sorry for that, Bob. I really am. But thank you for getting me out of a hole. All right, that's a digression. So I'm going to carry on trimming these back, and when I get close to where it should be, I'll get the camera kicked back into action. What I think I might do is I'm going to end this here as part 2, and then part 1 we'll start off with the sanding probably. There's a lot of work here to do. I mean, and I can feel it's not perfectly flat, but it's stuck. Boy, is it stuck. So we'll see. You know, if I make a total hash of this, then I'll have to start again. But it's going to take me a long time to, you know, keep trimming off little pieces like this and then sanding it. And then I think what I'm going to do is, once I've got it down close, then I will use a sanding block on the edge here to get it down to where it needs to be. But initially, It's good old utility knife and patience. Patience, patience, patience. You're gonna have to take your time with this. It's not worth rushing, because if you rush it and you fuck it up, and you've got to do it all again, and that's no good. All right, this is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much, all my subscribers. You've got me up into the 350 range now. Love one day to hit the 1,000, but that's a long way off. So I would appreciate you guys out there, Jaguar nuts, people who like this kind of stuff and don't object to the odd curse word, please subscribe. And for those of you that have already subscribed, like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell. It'll tell you when I do another video. As I said, you may not get one for a little while, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be a one-armed bandit for quite some time. So we'll see how it goes. Again, thank you very much, guys. Don't forget, you can email me at gstargarage@gmail.com, and that's star with 2 R's. And that actually would be kind of helpful because, as I said, I'm going to be out of commission, and it would be nice to bounce back some emails and thoughts and chat with you guys. Thank you, and get out there and do some shit. All right, here I go again, adding a piece after I've finished. I just wanted to show you this. This is now trimmed down as far as I'm going to go before I start sanding. And you can see I've got glue there, and there was a big wad of glue here, so got to be careful when I'm doing the sanding. I probably do most of the sanding by hand. You do it electrically because the blade or the sandpaper rotates that way. On my orbital sander, it's likely to pick these ends up and flip them in the air and then snap them off, which is not what I want to do. So I'm just going to go backwards and forwards, long laborious process, backwards and forwards, sanding it, changing grits. I'll start with quite a coarse grit to you know, get it down, and then finish off with a nice grit. A nice grit. I'll finish off with I'm not quite sure yet, probably something like a 420 maybe. We'll see how it goes. There you go. That was it. That was just the last bit. Sorry.